All right, happy Friday night, everybody. Hope everybody's waking up after the long night, the late night with the Red Raiders Thursday into Friday morning. If you were in San Francisco, like some of my friends, hey, it wasn't that big a deal. But out here, my goodness, we are not built for these late night games. Glad you're with us tonight. We've got an instant classic to review. Where does it rank all time? Texas Tech basketball wins, Texas Tech sports games, any game, you tell me, where does it rank for you? And be honest, at what point did you go, it's not going to happen, or did you just go to bed? You just fall asleep. Hold on, 10 minutes ago. All right, we're up. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we're up. Crazy stuff last night. Baseball in progress, and by that I mean Texas Tech baseball is losing right now, top of the second, 4-1 to Kansas State. A rough bottom of the first for Johnny Lowe getting the spot start for Mac Hewer, who is apparently on the shelf right now. A lot of things to do. You tell us every Friday the most Texan thing you have done this week. We've done this for years. Every Friday, you know what to do. You tell us the most Texan thing you have done in the last 7 days, and it better be good. All right, let's do it. In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt. TheRaiderland.com is the home, the website, everything else. We're coming to you from the Raiderland worldwide headquarters tonight, brought to you by The Reserve, a culinary tavern, 103rd Street and Quaker in Lubbock. Great place to watch the game. They're ready for you tomorrow. They got brunch tomorrow if you want to get there early, 10 to 2 on the brunch. Then if you want to hang out, yeah, great atmosphere, good food, great drinks. You can actually hear the game. They put the announcers on. Not a sports bar. Not a sports bar at all. Just a great place. Also by Pete's Tire Service in Ropesville, Texas. If you travel around West Texas, you need Pete's as your number one go-to tire service. They will come to you, whether you're driving around a little bitty car or a big old truck or you're out there in the field. They will make it happen for you. Great people in Ropesville, Pete's Tire Service. That's all you need to know. And hey, not just an emergency. You want to go get some good tires, go over there. All the communication brought to you by United Supermarkets and Market Street. It was United Supermarkets West last night as the game went on. Did you notice as the game went on, the Tech fans, you heard a little bit more, and dare I say, whatever, like 18 fans that were there just off the street, probably homeless, were rooting for Tech as well. So let's get it going. You guys on the text line, on the chat line, I still say text line. James giving us thumbs up. That means the audio is good, the video is good. Jeff is rocking in tonight. Toughest Team University, 2 T's, 1 U. Toughest team won last night. At least the toughest team as the night went on. And we tweeted out in the first half, regression to the mean. And I said, regression to the mean, Texas Tech wins by 7. Well, dadgummit, I didn't get to the 7. I thought it would regress to the mean a little more quickly than it did. But those of you who understand mathematics, you knew what I meant, and that's exactly where this thing ended up. Arkansas went from shooting 80% and Tech 20, that at the end of the game, Arkansas was at 40.5%, Tech was at 40%. Virtually even on free throws, and Tech sucked on three-point shooting last night. We can talk about that as we go through. This was the game they should have lost, by the way. But they didn't. They didn't lose it. So now where does this rank? Let's do the instant classic ranking on it. I mean, for you as a Tech fan, think back, all-time comebacks. The bowl victory against Minnesota in the meaninglessinsight.com bowl back in 05 or 6 or whenever the hell that was. Where does this game all of a sudden rank? It's got to be up there in the top, I don't know, top 10 for sure, top 5, without having recency bias. By virtue of it happening in the Sweet 16, it's the second largest comeback in the Sweet 16. My goodness, where does it rank? Maybe an all-time great Tech sporting events. Dan, I didn't delete my I think we're cooked tweets. It sure looked like we were. I respect you, Dan, the kind of guy who doesn't delete tweets. We don't have to delete tweets, all right? Glad you guys are with us. If you're not subscribed, by the way, on our YouTube channel, please do so. Just like Jeff right there, who I know has already hit thumbs up, shared it. That makes my mom and my wife feel better about me not being a lawyer when you guys drive the content. We really want everybody to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I mean, we got 7,000 plus on Twitter, another couple of thousand on Facebook. We're rocking and rolling there. We need the 500 mark. We need it on YouTube, that it'll just exponentially explode what we do. So do that. Craig, the talking box is on for the old, going back to the Periscope days. The Periscope days of Raiderland. Those of you who know the OGs out there, Craig's an OG. Indeed, the talking box is on. Meanwhile, back on Facebook, which we love our Facebook people, we put different stuff. Here's another reason why you subscribe to all of our platforms. We put different stuff on other places. All right, all cool, all fun. Honestly, I thought just close the gap, go down fighting. I mean, late in the first half, you just kept feeling like if anything good could happen, you'll be all right. Second half, 10-minute mark, it's like, you don't want this team to go out this way. I remember as I was dazing in and out of consciousness, fighting off sleep last night at that 10-minute mark, around there, that you're just going, man, don't let it end like this for this team. No Chance McMillan, by the way, no Chance McMillan tomorrow either. You heard it here last. But yeah, you're just like, and you knew they were trying to do it. By the way, I thought Arkansas did a great job of speeding Texas Tech up, making them play at a pace that benefited Arkansas. The first two segments of the game, the first two dead ball segments, I'm like, slow down. They wanted you to play that way. You fell into the trap. It's almost like Calipari can coach. Paul is out there on Facebook, almost as good as the game at the Coliseum. When a referee stopped the game and threw me out for something I'd yelled from the seats. He didn't like it, but the crowd roared. I'm glad you had a good time that night. And you can still moderately remember it. Lynn, sun's still up. Get your guns up. Great day to be a Red Raider. Beautiful day to be a Red Raider. Meanwhile, back at baseball, we're keeping up with that. This game really pretty critical. It's 4-1, middle of the second. So Johnny Lowe back out for his second round tonight. First inning, not good. 4 earned runs, 3 walks. He gave up a jack. I think it was a 3-run jack. 2 hits. He's getting the spot start because Mac Ewer apparently couldn't go. For whatever reason, Tim Tadlock, either arm fatigue or anything else, they are holding off Mac Ewer. Not good. You've got to have this series, I think, if you're going to make the postseason. This is the last best chance, RPI-wise, with Kansas State sitting in the 20s and you sitting around 74, that you need to get 2 wins. If you don't get one tonight, okay, I get it. And maybe what we're seeing tonight is the old we don't care how bad we get beat, we're going to go win Saturday and Sunday, which Tim Tadlock has done a great job of utilizing that over the years. I applaud it. I have said that's one of his great traits as a college baseball coach and manager, is that he never lets one game beat him twice. And down 4-1 early, don't let this game beat you twice, because you got to go get 2 wins this weekend, or we can start talking about football. This game ranks with Tech baseball beating College of Charleston to make the College World Series. That game was the 1-0 game. Was it 1-0, 2-1? Can't remember which. Hold on, I'm getting a text message right now. I need to read this one. It's from somebody important. There we go. Yeah. Maybe he'll chime in later. Yeah, College of Charleston in that game, that series where you had like 2-1 and 1-0, 1-0. That's something stupid or ridiculous in 2014 is what James is talking about. Now, I'm talking about it from like comebacks, all-time comebacks. Tech had an amazing comeback against Texas in football in 1988. Billy Joe Tolliver. Um, it didn't matter, though. This thing mattered. You know? That in a moment like this, it mattered. Walks are killing Tech baseball. Need a potential drink sponsor. 3 walks so far on the day. Really, it hadn't been that big a deal overall this year. The walks have not been a problem. Hits, errors, all that been a problem. Not really walks. Now tonight walks, obviously, right now. Jeff is on that old YouTube channel, Ryan Heights Raiderland, where you guys can go get in, give thumbs up, share it, invite people in, get us to 500, do cool stuff. We had huge numbers last night, thousands and thousands and thousands. I thank you all. The things we do for money. Jeff, I thought when we got down by 16, it looked like they were giving up, and then it all came together. No quit. It's got to be one of the most exciting games on the list. I mean, Tech basketball over the years obviously had the 19 run. Take your pick on the games you won against some really good teams and really good coaches. The Elite Eight year, same thing. I go back to the 90s and the 80s and some really meaningful, amazing wins. I'm struggling today to give you one more improbable than what we saw on the stage where it occurred. I don't know where it is. And I hesitate to compare it, but we talk about comeback. We talk about comebacks. I hesitate to compare it to the win against Michigan in the Insight Bowl because that was a meaningless bowl game. It didn't matter. This mattered against a Hall of Fame coach with skins on the wall, 35-0, leading at half by double digits, whatever the number was, that I'm trying not to be prisoner of the moment. We really try to guard against that. Recency bias will get you killed. Prisoner of the moment doesn't do you well. But guys and ladies, hello, ladies, I'm really struggling to compartmentalize what took place last night and not tell you that's one of the greatest top 5 moments in Texas Tech sports history. Agree, disagree, tell me what your thoughts are. Thanks to United Supermarkets and Market Street. By the way, if you don't have them, you don't have a program, you don't have what happens. So thank them when you go there tomorrow. Look for the ad specials. They're doing the crawfish and all that stuff. I think they got it this weekend still, maybe. If not, I apologize, but they had it last weekend. JC, on another note, I was wrong about men's basketball game last night. Tech made it too big to rig. Gary, is the Arkansas win a top 10 program win? Yes, 100%. Absolutely 100% top 10. I'm trying to decide if it's top 5 or maybe that it's at least as big. Well, we'll see. Alan on YouTube, another YouTuber who's out there sharing it, putting people out there. I should have known the comeback was on last night when McCaslin was smiling in the second half. John, I fell asleep. It's okay. Now, this is where John is a great Raider and a great Tech fan and perfect for us because I am doing the head bob and weave. I am like sideways laying down watching. 10 minutes ago, I'm like, how much am I going to invest in this? The Benadryl is kicking in. It's been a long, long week. Not going to bore you with why it's been a long week. Been a long week. And I'm like, if I didn't have a fiduciary interest in this matter, I wouldn't be watching. And I forgive any Tech fan who at any point just turned out last night and said, hey, there you go. I'm out. I get it. Truly, I understand. And the more of you that admit it, the better you are. Jeff, best game of the tournament so far. In a tournament starved for moments, that is the moment. That is the game. That is the moment. Did the Lady Raiders have any comebacks that might count? Yeah, 2000. Sweet 16 in Memphis. Gets down 17-2 to Notre Dame. Lady Raiders come all the way back, win, advance, play the Elite Eight there against Tennessee at the Pyramid in Memphis, which is now what? Is it a Bass Pro Shops or is it something else? No, it's not even a Bass Pro Shops anymore. They turn it into something else, like a Great Wolf Lodge. I don't know. Yeah, that would be one of the bigger comebacks of all time in a high leverage situation. Literally down 17-2 in the first half. I was thinking about that last night. John, I agree. One of the greatest games. Too bad I fell asleep, but the highlights were great. Yep. David jumping in on Facebook. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. Subscribe. Make sure you're out there. Top 10 basketball moment. Yeah, I think definitely top 10. And luckily, Texas Tech basketball has had a lot of great years and a lot of great moments that it's not so easy to just say, oh, yeah, that's number one. That would suck if that was like immediately number one. It's good to have a debate. It's good to have a program so good that you go, okay, where does this fit in? And maybe part of that depends on what they do tomorrow night, right? If they somehow upset Florida tomorrow night, then last night becomes even bigger. Any win in the Sweet 16 for this program, top 5, top 10. Yeah. I mean, we can compartmentalize some games, Alan, and say, let's take it out of the context and just say an improbable. Like if this was a conference game, we would be talking about this if this were a Big 12 game and Arkansas was who Arkansas is and with the coach, with Calipari and everything else, we would still be saying this is like one of the most amazing things we've ever seen because it was one of the most amazing things we've ever seen. I've seen a few things. That was one of them last night. Number one hasn't happened yet. We don't have that netty yet. Well, you still always have a number one moment, a number one best game, whatever. But yes, you would like that number one to be a national championship. I understand what you're saying, but I mean, until you get one, you still got to have the best one. You still got a best game in Tech football history, best game in Tech baseball history. Luckily for the Lady Raiders, the best game is a national championship. And I want to say something right now. I couldn't be more proud of this Texas Tech Lady Raider team in the last 20 years, maybe, of teams that have been out there, how they fought, what they kept doing after just a horrendous, frustrating month of February, being so close, battling, not getting it done, and then going into the Big 12 tournament and the WBIT and winning games. I have been around teams for 35 years now plus on the college level. 99% of them get there and they just want it to be over. They want to go on spring break. They want to go home. They want to go party. That when it's not going good, they don't give a shit. And in this day and age of NIL and transfer portal, it's so much easier to do that. And for this team to not do that, for this Lady Raider team to not do it, is a testament to what Krista Gerlich is putting together and building. And I 100% endorse Kirby Hocutt. And I wish he said it even louder. She will be back, and this program is building. Couldn't be more proud of what they did. Again, at a time when it's so easy for young people to check out and quit. We've made it so easy over the last 10, 15, 20 years for kids to quit. They didn't do it. Instant classic. Where does this Tech win over Arkansas rank for you all time? Either Tech basketball or just in Tech sports. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock, Florida will be with you after the game. Round Ball Rewind will come to you after the game tomorrow night. If you want to throw out the most Texan thing you have done this week, I am watering bamboo as we speak. That's right, bamboo. Growing bamboo as a windbreak around a portion of the house. We started it last year. It's incredible. It's amazing. I wouldn't have believed it. Now, downside of the bamboo being 6.5 feet tall. The freaking koala bears all over the place. Ridiculous. They get in the trees, they get in crap. You're just like, hey, you got to stay over there. But for those of you who've never grown bamboo in West Texas, give it a shot. You might be amazed. You might be impressed. JC, I checked out also. Asleep until phone started blowing up. Could see network had picked winner. Hence, too big to rig. Watched the remains this morning. So yeah, beating Izzo and Michigan State to get to the Natty has to be near the top. Absolutely. Beating again another Hall of Fame coach. Skins on the wall. Good team. Big stage. Right there. And not just beating them, but like, you beat them. If Tech wins tomorrow night, it's not an upset. It would solidify Tech as a contender program year in and year out. If Tech wins tomorrow night, it's an upset. Florida is playing the best basketball and is the most complete team in the country right now. Texas Tech is not. Texas Tech does not have their best player. Texas Tech is skating a man down. McMillan won't be able to go, and if he does, so limited it would be a liability. So, James, roll that back and say, if Tech wins tomorrow, it would be one of the better upsets of this tournament without a lot of upsets. But it's an upset, and that's okay to say. That's all right. It's an upset. You're a 5.5-point dog. It's an upset. Now, if you win, it solidifies again, although I think Texas Tech has been pretty solid as a program and not a person for a couple of years now, that when Tubby Smith got you back into the tournament and elevated you back up to, holy crap, we can pay attention to this thing. Chris Beard obviously did what he did. Mark Adams got to a Sweet 16, and now we're seeing Grant McCaslin do it. And you see the money Tech spends. I think you're pretty solid right there. You're a program, not a person. Alan Krista got a vote. Got that. He didn't even know where to try this for our English-speaking audience out there. Krista got the vote of confidence according to the AJ today. Yes, that is factual. Get them to the NCAA tournament next year. Hope so. Believe they can. Think they will. What we got to do here? All right, we got to hit that. Man, really? Come on. There we go. Later Raiders, if they begin now with weights and conditioning, can compete next year. They do weights, they do conditioning. They have one of the best conditioning strength and conditioning coaches who oversees that program in all of college basketball. The West Texas Koalas are a real pain. That sounds like an under 7 girls soccer team. It does, but they're real. You got to watch out. They're bad as the Badgers. Other women's basketball teams seem to be better conditioned and more physical. I would say other basketball teams probably bring in bigger, physical, stronger players than Tech has had over the last few years. Koalas don't eat bamboo. They eat eucalyptus. Pandas eat bamboo. Well, then why the hell are the koalas out here, Craig? Explain that. What are they eating? Because by God, that ain't eucalyptus. That's bamboo. And those are koalas. So you tell me. You tell me what they're eating. Could be some kind of subterfuge being put on by the koalas, who I think are marsupials. I don't know. Either way, we got a problem. And I hadn't even told you about the snow monkeys yet. Florida and Duke are the top two teams in the dance. I would say Florida and Houston. Duke after that. I'm still not a huge believer in Duke. I am a believer in Houston, which means I believe in Texas Tech. John, the matchups will not be in our favor. If we win, it will be an upset. 3 Elite Eight, 7 years, belong in the club. You're in the club, dude. All right. Let me give you a stat. Ole Miss up 8 late in the first half, and we go to the scores, and it's 33-25 Ole Miss over Michigan State, 6-2 seed right now. Kentucky and Tennessee, Rocky Top 10-4 at the 13:48 mark in that one. Isn't it time for Rick Barnes to choke? Let's go back to Ole Miss and Michigan State. Here you go. Chris Beard, 4 different teams in the tournament. When he has 3 or more days to prepare for an opponent, his teams are 8-1 against the spread. I believe he was catching 2.5, maybe 3.5. I don't know what it went off at. That's a significant number that a lot of smart people played in Vegas. Sharp, shall we say. 8-1, 3 days to prepare against the spread. And that's all teams. That's everybody who's ever coached in the tournament. Well, Dan, that's entirely possible. Not even just all-subs burritos, but the taco sauce out of the packets that they climb into your truck and get. And I know that's exactly what's happened to me a couple of times over the years. And I want to look into, and I really want, I really want some of the people down in Austin to look into this, whether it's Burroughs, I mean, somebody needs to look into the koala infestation we got going on out here. Ball up 3. They're up more than that, 13-7 right now, 12:27, 33-28 Ole Miss, cruising up, just a minute left. Like him or hate him, don't bet against Chris Beard in the NCAA tournament at times. John, the network would implode if Houston and Tech made the finals. Which network? I don't think they would, because then it would be this all Texas thing down in San Antonio. It would actually be giving them a great storyline. And if you're Jim Nance, you're going, I left too soon. That he could have had, a couple of teams and his beloved Houston Cougars there. They'd have to bring him back for something. Do you think Arkansas regrets not calling a timeout in OT? You lose, you regret everything. I think what we saw after Williams knocks down what would be the game winner is a team that didn't look very drilled in what to do. And I think they were overwhelmed psychologically and physiologically in the final 3 minutes of what was going on. They couldn't function mentally. And that includes the coach, the Hall of Fame coach. I can call a timeout. I can do whatever I want to. But I've got to have that moment already played out so many times in practice that we're coming down and we got to hit a shot and that we can go to the rim. We can do anything we want to do. But we got to get a shot, and that did not look like a team that filled the floor spacing the way you would want to give you options. It was just a dude and dribbling, and I'm going to shoot. It's almost as if the game is played by human beings who are given to susceptible moments where their brains short out. Games are won by making the other team make mistakes. Gary says extremely, and I have no idea what that's referring to. Meanwhile, before we get out of here tonight, Green White Checker, we're going to go a little bit longer. Get your thoughts in. Anything else that's on your mind? Tech basketball, Tech baseball, most Texan thing, March Madness. Tomorrow, we will have a round ball rewind after the game. All right, so get ready. Win, lose, or otherwise, we're talking about this, and I want you guys to be a part of it. Meanwhile, baseball, down 7-1, top of the third, leading off the third. Damian Bravo fouling out to the catcher on a 1-2 pitch fastball. Popped up, and then Villeneuve fouls out to first base. So Jacob Frost, working through 2 2/3, has given up a couple of hits, a run. It was not earned, a strikeout, no walks, and the triple to plate the run there in the first for the Red Raiders. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, for Texas Tech, did you make the change? Yeah. Johnny Lowe, an inning and a third, couldn't get out of the second. 4 hits, 7 runs. They're all earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. Gives up 2 home runs on the night while we've been on. And it's Zach Erdman on. He's worked 2/3 of an inning so far. 0s across for him and 2 batters faced. So that's good. Yeah, Tim Tadlock has given up on this game. That's fine. All right. Mac Hewer couldn't go, and I don't know when they knew Mac Hewer couldn't go tonight pitching, but whatever it is, whatever it was, throw it away, and you got to win tomorrow and Saturday. And if Texas Tech doesn't win this series against Kansas State, we'll just go ahead and say it now. Everything you do has to be about trying to figure out how to win the Big 12 tournament. Because from an RPI standpoint, Kansas State is your best chance to deliver anything RPI-wise. Well, I say that. West Virginia at 28 now this week. Kansas State at 36. They've dropped down. No, they moved up a little bit, 36. But yeah, West Virginia moving up a lot. So 20, good Lord, 28 spots in 7 days? What are you doing? Who did you play, West Virginia? That's pretty much it, though. You got to win Saturday and Sunday. All right. We'll have a discussion Sunday on Diamond Talk. Extremely impressed with freshman Anderson. Stage does not appear too big. Well, it did the first couple of games, Gary. Man, he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. But he kept shooting, and he made a huge shot, in the second round game. But I know what you're saying. No, the dude's good. 33-31 half Ole Miss. What was the closing number? I don't have it on there. Oh, well, doesn't really matter. Meanwhile, John, baseball-wise, are we struggling? Have not kept up with baseball. Yeah, they're sucking right now. They're not struggling. They would have to get better to be struggling right now. They're kind of sucking. It's kind of where it is right now. What happened to our baseball program? Don't have time to get into it right now. Talent evaluation, talent retention. Didn't embrace the portal transfer and NIL early enough. Got into it, tried to do it, got some guys, bottom, hadn't worked out, and you're not winning. There you go. That ought to cover it pretty good right there. Are the koalas free range? Folks in the market need to know. They seem to be. I think they seem to at least free market. Some of them seem to be monetarist. It's really hard to get a read on the koalas. By God, somebody's eating the bamboo. Ain't got no eucalyptus. You can't grow eucalyptus out here. You grow the bamboo. Pretty sure it's koalas. Now, it might be Kiwanis. We've had a problem out here in this part of the world. The Kiwanis Club just went rogue. Really had to disavow ourselves from them. So koalas and Kiwanis, it might be Kiwanis that we got, ranging around out here, just doing weird stuff at night. I'll let you know. Dude, you got to have rain to have grasshoppers because you got to have something for the grasshoppers to get on. And ain't nobody around here got rain, so ain't nobody around here. You don't have to worry about grasshoppers during drought. Yeah, the dryland koalas or Kiwanis are rough. Got them little hats on, the go-karts, come through here, get on the turn rows, mess up stuff. It's not a good thing. Well, now I got to go out there and look out there and see what kind of tracks we got. It could be a Kiwanis tracks. Apparently, it ain't koalas. Sure look like koalas. Bamboo equals giant grass. Koalas probably result in a bad fraternity prank. Let's leave the Sigma Chi's out of it for now. The Kiwanis versus Rotary street fights are pretty scary, 100%. Kiwanis in the Elks Lodge War of 22 was devastating to ropes. That's why one of them's not there anymore. Don't even get me started about the Lions Club. That went weird. Tried to grow a bamboo, but it ended up on the other side of Crosbyton. No, the bamboo grows great. Seriously, if you're looking for a windbreak in West Texas, home, otherwise inside, outside of town, the bamboo is amazing. Now you got to root out, you got to grub out them bamboo things, and get them down about yay big, about a foot and a half underground. Get those roots where they're established, and then dump them in where you're going to do it. We planted 22 shoots, 24 shoots last year. At the end of the growing season, we had 74 shoots, and we ain't had crap for rain. And I got about at least 50 shoots out there right now that the Kiwanis or the koalas didn't get to, you know. I've not seen it do that much. I did track it, but yeah, it grows. It's pretty amazing. Bamboo over the septic tanks. That would look like the Amazon jungle. Rotary, the number one seed of service clubs. Rotary, the what is it, the four-way test? Rotary, four-way, five-way? Can't remember. I want to thank the great Rotary Club of Lubbock for sending me to a awesome camp in Camp Ryla in 1986, 86, 87, summer 87, up there in northern New Mexico. We had a great time. Me and Oscar Shorten hanging out at Camp Ryla. I guess we got to shut it down at some point. All right, tomorrow, the drill of the day. I hope to have a column tomorrow, the Saturday column with no name. Definitely, we will have Round Ball Rewind tomorrow after the game. 5 things we know on Sunday. Diamond Talk on Sunday. We don't rest. We're here for you all the time. All we ask you to do, grow this, share this. Please get us over 500 on the YouTube channel. Like it, share it. Put it on your Facebook page. Put it on, invite your friends, everything else. We'll link to this. We'll have the the show on our website page, theraiderland.com, here in a little bit. You can use that, grow that. But if you want to do something for us, for our great sponsors, for everybody, just share it, help out, go subscribe to everything, man. It means so much. We got amazing sponsors like United Supermarkets, like our friends over there at the Reserve, a culinary tavern, and of course, Pete's Tire Service in Ropesville, Texas. There ain't many people that'll come rescue your sorry butt when you got a flat tire on the road. They will do it. All right? That's what Pete does. He's good people. So please help them out. Grow this. Do it. I got to hit a button here. It's going to stop it. Then I'm going to hit another button, and we're going to get going.